G'day everyone, T-Nick back here again in OpenTTD. Now for you it's been a whole week between drinks. For me it's been, 2 months I think since I recorded the last episode. So if things seem a bit inconsistent, well, that's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. So, you know, I'm trying to get back into it. I've had a bit of a look around the map. I watched the end of the last video and I'm like, what are you doing? What are you thinking? Don't build that bus route there. Anyway, you know, hindsight's 2020. So we're back and we are going to follow through with our promise to connect up Jonkoping or Jonkoping, no, that's what it's called, Jonkoping, with down here with what's it called, Malmo. Yes, we're definitely connecting them up. I realise we've already connected them up in this fashion. However, at the end of the last episode, I alluded to wanting to connect up through Vaxjo and probably down here through Christian's Stad and Hasselhoff Town. And then obviously we're going to try and extend our suburban network down here to Smurlhaven and probably up to Lund as well, because, you know, they seem like nice places and I'd like to connect them. So I don't want to do something with all these farms here as well. I mean, we've got the railway lines built, we've got a lot of farms, and we've got this factory up here, so I wouldn't mind running a bit of freight on there as well, if we get around to it. I am wary that it is 1967 already, and I don't want to keep this game going forever. Because I was thinking about it when I got back into this, so you're going to have to permit me a bit of yakking. We'll look at some trains while I yak. I was thinking about it earlier, and yeah, these big maps, even though you've got a lot of stuff to connect and a lot of stuff to do, I find them a bit overwhelming. I prefer a smaller network that I can micromanage a bit better and I can actually connect everything up to. I mean, if I tried to connect everything up on this map, I would still be here in 10 years' time and 5,000 episodes later. And as good as the Swedish Rails set is, it is obviously incomplete. And, you know, it's a good set, but it does not make for a 200-year game. You know, that you'd be looking more at the UK Renewal set for that kind of action there. Is there anything actually coming through here to terminate at this station? Because I'm seeing them sit up here at the station, the signal, not the station, at this signal for ages, and I'm thinking, but why? If they're all going straight through now. So you guys are all 10 trains. How many shared orders do we have here? 10. Okay, fantastic. Good. I remember the controls. So what we can do is we can stop this being a terminus and go ahead and whack in a few more signals. Now where are you going? Oh, good, you are using the right track. I thought somehow, you know, having been here all of 30 seconds, I'd already gone and buggered everything up. Where are you going? You meant to go there? I hope so, because you're going there now. Okay, so they want to use that signal track there, so we'll get rid of... No, we want to get rid of waypoints. I just assume the game's going to read my mind. I'm going to hit the remove tool while selecting signals, and the game's going to be like, oh, he clearly wants to remove a waypoint, because, you know, it reads minds. So we'll go ahead and whack a few signals in there. That should hopefully improve the flow of trains down through this junction, because, yeah, we've got quite a queue here. I mean, you see the photos of sort of post-World War II Soviet Union, where they all line up for bread, and, you know, I'm sort of picturing that's what my trains are doing at the moment, only far worse. And I realised that Sweden is not part of the Soviet Union. It was just a fun example. And, oh my God, what are you doing? You racing? You racing? Well, he won, so just sit at the red signal and be grateful for your opportunity. Now, I'm hoping you choose to cross over there and not up here, because you will get in the way. I'm glad you changed tracks too, because that would have been a really ridiculous head-on collision. Now, where are you off to? You do know to cross there. Good work. I must say that for a 1,000-year-old game, the guys that have reprogrammed and rebuilt this have really put a smart AI in, because under the original Transport Tycoon, even with the patch, the original Transport Tycoon Deluxe, that train would have gone up here, because I think the AI wanted to travel in a straight line as much as possible, and it only ever thought one tile ahead. So he'd go, well, I can get there this way. Oh, I got to cross. And of course, then he's in the way of basically anything coming from here. Anyway, that's enough yakking. You people didn't click on this video to listen to me yak about nothing. I mean, I still don't know why you clicked on this video to begin with, but that's neither there nor here nor there, nor here. Nor there. You came here to watch me build some trains, and I also wish to build some trains, so I'm going to do that thing that I just described and build some trains. So yes, I want to get this line coming down here, and I want to head over to Nasjo first, but of course, you know, me taking my own advice, I'm going to... No, they don't even know I exist, that's good. I'm going to build my station first, so that when they hate me, they're not like, yeah, you can't build a station here, you can go away, because that just hurts my feelings. Like, I just get really sad. I lie awake at night sometimes thinking about why these towns hate me. I think, is there anything I could have done differently? And then I think to myself, yeah, probably. I could have not knocked down an entire rainforest worth of trees to build one railway tunnel. But then I think, do I care? I mean, I needed to put a tunnel in there. What do you want from me? Stop hassling me. Get off my back. Okay, well, we're getting into some personal issues here. Why don't we go ahead and put some track in this direction here. Really line that corner up nicely. So I'll just put a bit of track in there. Good. We have already expanded the network. We are off to a rocketing, rip-roaring start, and we're building track without having built a station. So, yeah, go away. I don't care. So down in Vaxjo, we're just going to back off this little bit of road here. And now, is this going to be some sort of junction? Is there anything we want to run out of here? I mean, we probably could run up the coast here, but I mean, it's a big town, but we'll just put a normal through station in. We'll go with a nice 5-tiler there. That's got a nice little underpass in there, so we don't have to worry. Now, does this line up? Not at all. Not even close. Not even within, like, you know, a skerrick of where we need to be. So we'll just run that down there. Well, you lined that up awfully. I mean, this bit here you got an excuse for because of the distance, but what's this bit of track here? Get rid of that bit of track. Yeah, now correct. There you go. That wasn't that hard, was it? Good. So that's Vaxjo connected up. There's a bit of coal around here too and a lot of wood. And I mean, I like a lot of wood. You know, please don't misinterpret that. Okay, so what I'm thinking is we run our little suburban network up here through Lund, up through Hasselhoff and into Kristianstad and turns around there. And that way we can run the main line down through Kristianstad and just straight down here, you know, skipping Hasselhoff and Lund. And to try and keep the trains at a decent pace, like what we did here where we skipped over Angelholm, which was probably a stupid idea because obviously that's a bus connection with Orkel Jungle and, you know, Bastad because their town was hopeless. And we never even did anything with Torkov because I'm assuming Torkov was just, you know, contentious. No, okay, they don't hate us. They just want to live their lives. So, you know, why don't we go ahead and put a little bit of road in here, a nice little curve there around the base of the mountain. That's scenic, right? People like scenic. I like scenic. I'm all about the scenic. That's not going to line up properly with this road, so we'll just go ahead and bosh out the landscape there. And we wonder why these towns hate us, because we've just come along to this guy's farm and built a big road through it. So I'm sorry about that, fella. But that means we can run a couple of buses. I couldn't be bothered running into Bastad or whatever that town's called, because obviously they hate me because this whole catastrophe here. So why did I build two? This is not Transport Fever. This is Transport Tycoon. Speaking of which, I haven't played Transport Fever for that long too. So when you see it, what are you full loading for? It's a passenger bus. Yeah, it's been a while, okay? Yeah, and that's your depot there. That's what you needed a whole guitarol for. Yeah, anyway, as I was saying, haven't played Transport Fever for even longer than OpenTTD. And because I've recorded so far in advance, I sort of don't have to, but I want to because I really enjoy the game. But there's going to be a hell of a disjointed moment when, you know, you eventually get up to the gap in recording there. What was that about Train 1? Was that important? No, it just lost money last year. Well, I think we're fine for losing money. We're running it as a public service at this point because, you know, we just care that much. Okay, so Kristianstad. That's going to be our sort of linchpin in this portion of the world. We want to have terminating trains coming in from Hasselhoff town. We also want to have a main line that comes out of Boobley-Boo, Malmo, and runs up the coast here, and then either up this... Okay, that's not a river, that's more coast. Okay, we want to have the coastline there. So we're going to need like a 6-platformer here, possibly a 6-platform station. So I like that. I'm excited by that. I'm enthused. I'm looking forward to the building of that station. I'm just not sure the best way to do it. So one thing is we have the terminating tracks here and they can come in like that and then the main lines will just go underneath because that way we get good penetration into the town. Penetration. Yes, that's right. I have a mind of a 12-year-old. Okay, who am I kidding? It's a mind of a 2-year-old, but, you know, we make do. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to knock down that house and just make sure they don't expand across this road here. And we want to make sure they don't expand the road at all. Just no expansion of anything, please. Okay, so platforms. We want to go back to platforms. Yes, we've done that. We want to have a nice little generic sort of flat roof there. That's our terminating tracks for our suburban trains there. And we'll put in a little servicing depot there just because I'm a nice guy. I mean, I'm not a nice guy, but I like to pretend I'm a nice guy. So hence why I put the servicing platform in, because people will be like, oh no, he put servicing facilities in. He's really not that bad. I mean, that reputation, completely unfounded. Now what we need to do is obviously build a main through platform. That's probably too medium for me. I'd rather go small. This is a nice looking station building. Why don't we go ahead and build one of them? Let's build it down by the road. That's something different. So that way, you can imagine there's a little set of stairs there. You can walk up, buy your ticket, and then walk all the way up here to the inevitable underpass to go in there. Because we're going to need a good slew of tracks here. So we're going to want 6, because obviously we've got those 2, by 3. Yes, something like that. Booyah. And that's good because we've got a nice uniform underpass running under every track. So after you bought your ticket, you can walk down and be like, I'm going to walk all the way over here just to get to the suburban platforms. Well, why didn't you park your car here and walk in? Because obviously there's going to be an entrance there. This is really on you, not me. Okay, so what's that? 1, 2 plus 3 is a 5-tile station. So this one's going to be a little bit longer than necessary, but I can live with that. What's life without a bit of recklessness? Okay, good. So now we just need to fill in these 2 tracks here. Why don't we go ahead and put in some benches and maybe another pot plant, because I do like a good pot plant. I mean, who doesn't? And that's good. And then we can extend this road down here, diddly diddly dee, and we can run a bit of track in across the crossing like that. That's nice. And then we'll just have the quad tracks head up that way. Fantastic. Now obviously we're going to have to get this little suburban line underneath, so we're now going to dump it. Actually, we can probably dump it back here. Why not? The dumping does not have to be location specific. We can dump it down into a little underpass thingy, possibly an underpass. And then let's see, if we want to run this track across the top, sort of like there. I mean, I say sort of like there. I've committed to there. And then down like that. Hopefully by knocking fields down we haven't hit any trees, so Hasselhoff Town don't hate us. Please, 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 please. Place your bets. No, they don't hate us. They don't hate us. I'm so used to saying they hate us that I nearly said they hate us, even though they didn't. Okay, so we'll drop another trench in there, 4x1, and then we can just whack that nice little flying junction in there. And I mean, that just, obviously we could have put the dead-end platforms on this end. It would have been a lot easier, but I feel it amalgamates with the town a little better, even if the station is 1/3 the size of the city, because, that's how real life works. Okay, so these tracks here, will naff off along the coast eventually, so we don't have to worry about them. It's just these ones here that we want to run over to diddly diddly dee. Here we are, Vaxjo. So what's the best way to get there? We'll probably hit up this farm and this coal mine just in case I do have urges in that fashion to connect them up to the network. Not the kind of urges you're thinking of, you dirty bastards. So we'll run this bit of track in here. Nice little bit of a curve there. And this commentary is really exciting. I don't know how I haven't won an award for this. This is quality commentary. I'm basically just saying what I'm doing with a stupid voice. I can get stupider, but I don't think I should. So yes, there we go. We'll connect that up. That's nice. And we've now got our connection from Jonkoping all the way down to Kristianstad. And then it should be a fairly simple matter to get over here. How are we going to get the suburban track? That might come in and underneath to Lund, because that's got to come around to Trelleborg and somehow get under the city. We've at least built the tunnel under the city. That's good. And we've got room over here for a station. I don't know how successful this farm's going to continue to be, but we have room for a station. That's the important thing there. So we'll drop that in there. Valley is probably an apt name for that station too. I'm quite happy with that. I don't know what happened here. I'm assuming some sort of natural disaster has come in and wiped out this little bit of the city, and thus a farm has been built instead of whatever was supposed to connect up to that. So, that's exciting. But yes, these tracks here, these nice little quad tracks will head out to Christian's land over here. We probably could detour through Lund, but there's just too many industries and schmozzly mess in that region that I don't want to. And we'll run these quad tracks as actual proper quad tracks too. I won't keep them as separate lines, which does mean I'll need to put in some sort of fancy ass junction at some point, at some location to be determined later. There's a farm in the way, so we'll have to stop about there. Obviously these quad tracks are going to be completely overkill at the moment, but we have the money, and I mean, I'd rather just build it now than come back to it. And again, this comes back to why I prefer smaller maps, because if this was one of sort of 3 or 4 main lines, then I would come back and go, oh yeah, maybe it's time to quad track this. And I'd actually really enjoy the challenge of having to build that up from a double track line. Whereas here we've got $5 bazillion in the bank. So it's just a case of, whatever. So that's just personal preference. If you like playing games with larger maps, then, good for you. What am I doing here? I don't actually know. All I've done is move the trench a bit. I did consider having the junctions in here, but again, I don't like having points up against a hill because it looks just a bit janky when they come flying down the hill and lurch across. So trains coming this way, I will have to have the junction down here because, well, actually, I could have the junction over here. No, hang on. No, because we haven't paralleled this. Okay, good. Rebuild this whole schmozzle here. That's something we can do. We can put a fancier junction in here. Okay, so this track here, we want to. I'm gonna dig this out a bit here, much to the disgust of the farm owner, I'm sure. So this track here, we want to head this way. That's a thing we want to do. Rightmost track. Oh, there goes Burgervik Farm or Burgervik, whatever it was. But it's replaced with an oil rig at Haparanda. So it's a net gain for the industry in this country. Possibly. Okay, so because we're doing parallel running, this track here wants to keep going up in this direction. Can we go down further? No, it is at sea level. Okay, that's good to know. I knew we were fairly close to sea level. I wasn't sure if we're actually at sea level or not. That's fine. That's okay. What I might do is just drop this down here, put this in here. Okay, is that something that's going to help me? Because you can then come up like this. Yes, okay, yes, I'm seeing a thing here. You can come across on a bit of a bridge there. Yes, I don't know how that helps us though, because what I want to do is have this track here come in parallel to this. Okay, so that's not working. Why don't we dig out more? Because that's how holes work, isn't it? You just keep digging, and eventually you'll end up out of the hole. Maybe I'm doing this back to front. Maybe I want to kill that, and have this track come up here. Maybe that's the solution. Okay, yes, good. What are you thinking now? Well, you want to have a track connect up like that, don't you? Yeah, of course you do. Okay, so that's one done. That's good. That's one and done. So now if this one's going to go under, we simply extend the tunnel like that, have him go under. Perfect. Look at this. Look at this. You're remembering how to play the game. Something you've only recorded 100 hours or so of. That's probably an exaggeration. Good. Okay, so that's fine. That now connects up to where it needs to connect up. This track here obviously is the other parallel track for that line. Fantastic. And this one obviously can go through a tunnel and come up here. That looks a bit funky there, where they don't sort of quite match up until they do. But maybe we can get around that. Maybe we want to. Maybe we don't want to have that. Maybe we want to do it differently. Maybe that's the thing we want to do. Maybe that's exactly how we wanted to do it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making this up as I go, which sounds really accurate. Okay, so why don't we do that? There we go. Now they're parallel. We've still got this weird jank here. So because I'm that way inclined, I'm just gonna go ahead and move it because I just really don't like that jankiness. So we'll get rid of you. We'll connect you up like this, and then we get rid of this. Good. And we've still got a bit of track missing because I'm an idiot. And we've still got an extra bit of track over here because, again, aforementioned idiot. But now that is perfect. And by perfect, I mean that's good enough. And by good enough, I mean I'm pretty sure it'll work. I do need to put in some waypoints for, train directing. But that's okay. So yeah, we want to have both tracks coming in here, and then they need to split up somewhere around here. So I'm thinking we have them split here. Where are we going to put the waypoint though, dingus? You didn't think of that, did you? No. Okay, so we back this little hill here off back to the platform, and at this point that I realised I built a 6 length platform, and I probably could have gotten away with a 5, and this wouldn't be as much of an issue. And then we can go ahead and whack this in here. Fantastic. And then all we need to do is whack in a couple of waypoints, a couple of different signal boxes there. Good. And of course they are built as the same one because I didn't differentiate, so good work me. Build a separate waypoint, please. Good. So there's waypoint 1 and 2. Fantastic. And then trains going the other way, we'll just have a little amalgamation-y business over here because, reasons. That way trains coming off each line don't have to wait. They can get straight into a platform, and then they can join up and have their little race down here. Because that's exciting. That's a thing that we can do. Okay, so we need one-way signals here, obviously. One-way signals here, obviously. We can close that down, obviously. We can start by building these. No, hang on. You're building that. No, that goes like that. No, why have you changed that one? You didn't mean to do that. Now we can just build these signals off in this direction. La-di-da, and we can build these signals off in this direction. See before when I said la-di-da. So they should have built all the way up to, what's this town called? Jönköping. Yes, I knew it was Jönköping. They didn't build all the way up here. Okay, what stopped them? Was there a break in the tracks, or was it just a platform in the way? I think it stops when it hits a platform. Yes, it does. Okay, good work me, knowing how the game works. Yep, and yeah, stop doing that. There you go. That was all me, by the way. That was not the game. That's just me being an idiot. And so we'll go ahead and whack in a few more signals there. So that should be that line all signaled and connected. Maybe it's not signaled. Maybe it's just connected. Down here, no, you haven't connected. We haven't signaled. We haven't signaled or connected. No, you have connected. Okay, no, I know what I'm doing. This is not my first rodeo, although you would be forgiven for thinking it is. No, just go that way. That's fine. There you go. You'll figure it out. And you guys do the same, please. No, that way. There you go. Good work. We'll whack in a couple of bonus signals there, because who doesn't like a bonus signal? Train drivers, they don't. Because, if a signal pops up out of nowhere. Wow, that lined up really well, by the way, because that's exactly where... No, that's remove. I want convert. There you go. That's exactly where I was going to put those signals anyway. I specifically came down here to put those signals in. Didn't need to. Just had to upgrade them. But that's good. So now we've got our connection between Malmo and Jönköping via... let's say Vaxjo. That'll do as a good via. So we just have to go ahead and extend our trains who are already running down here. So that's probably the wrong way to find them. This is probably the right way. No, we don't have anyone going through Jönköping eastbound. Well done. Okay, so we're going to find the trains that are turning around that I never bothered to tell to go to eastbound. Oh, because they could turn around there. Well, they can't anymore, so I probably should have sent them through. Never mind. I'm assuming it's 135. Do you turn around Jönköping? No, you go through Junction southbound. Good work, mate. Okay, well, let's try the top one. What about you? You go through... Yes, good. You're one of the turnaround ones that ended up on this track and got completely confused. Well done, me. Okay, so before Jönköping Woods, I want you to go through Jönköping Junction eastbound. Yes, excellent. Good. So after that, I want you to... We'll close that down. We'll open that. Yes, 10. Good. We got 10 trains. Fantastic. So after that, I want you to hit up Nasjo. Good choice. Then through Vaxjo West, because apparently that's not close enough to the CBD to be just Vaxjo. Then hit up Christianland, because, that's a good station to visit. Then you can come down here and hit up Malmo, because why not? Make sure to drop by for a service if you really want one. If you don't want one, don't feel obliged. Then you're going to hit up Kristianstad again, but this time I want you to go through waypoint number 2, which we'll have to give a better name to, because waypoint number 2 is just so uninspired. Back through Vaxjo West, and then obviously Nasjo and Jönköping, or whatever that town's called. I'm pretty sure it is Jönköping. I just don't trust myself, but I said it anyway. So this will be Kristianstad Junction. We'll call this inland route. Yes, because consistency. I'm sure I've named other waypoints nothing like that. And you will be Kristianstad Junction coastal route. Excellent. There we go. So that way we can differentiate where our trains are going, rather than just blindly clicking around going, what's that one do? What's that one do? What's that one do? I don't know what that one does. Stop asking. Good. Okay, there's our first train already running along the line. Carrying with him absolutely no passengers. So, that's going to be a successful railway line to behold. Now, what we need to do next is connect up Malmo with Lund via this circle around through Trelleborg. Via this town here, probably. That can be where the junction is. And then we'll head up through Lund and then up to Hasselhoff and over to Kristianstad. And while we're thinking about this, I want to actually extend this bus route over to Hasselhoff town, just to make it easier for people to get around, because when you think about it, if you wanted to travel from Onkel Junga to Angelholm, you'd have to catch a train all the way down in a big circle, or even if you're going to Kristianstad. So we'll just make it easier for people so that they like me, because it's a very important part of life in Transport Tycoon, is making sure people like you. Because most towns, the trains don't, who cares, trains like us, they just do what they're told. Most towns probably aren't going to like you, let's be honest. So we'll attach that to Hasselhoffdom. Do we want to extend the bus up into Kristianstad as well, just to save people catching the train? No, I do not. That would involve caring about my passengers too much, whereas I've drawn the limit of caring at this point. So then you're going to head back through Onkeljunga and then head up to Hasselhoftem, and then back through Orkel. No, that's too many Orkeljungas. Okay, get rid of that one. Good, and then we just have to remove this bus stop here, and everyone will be okay, fine, you won't let me remove my own road. Whatever, I don't care. You do you, buddy. Should we buy some more buses for them? How many buses have we got? We've probably got like 4. 6, same thing. We'll buy a couple more. We'll buy 4 more. So, that way the number 4 does have some bearing on this conversation with myself. Fantastic. Good. Okay. Yes. So, connect up the suburban network and we are donezo for this episode, which is fantastic because I haven't done this much talking in weeks, due to holiday. I've been letting other people talk, which is nice. Okay. So, tiny town, big junction station. I said big junction station. 3 tracks? 3 tracks. Okay, so big-ish junction station. Oh, how is that not close enough to town to be called the town station? Fracking fix you. Yeah, that's right. Actually, let's call it. There we go. That's a bit nicer. Call it junction because that's what it is. So we'll run these tracks up like this. You will split in half, and you will not because you're not. Good. Run that down like that. Run this track straight that way, run this track straight that way, and then run this track up here along with, oh no, got a bit too close because we want to run this track up like this, and then this track in parallel. Excellent, good, that's a nice little design junction. I think it works. Obviously if we have way too many trains we can move the junction up here further and drop in an underpass. In fact, to see that off, I'm going to do that now, just without the provision of the underpass. Nope, that's not where that goes. Just that way when we need to do it, we can just do it a lot easier. And if we don't need to do it, no harm, no foul. And that puts us in a perfect line with Lund, which means we just whack into the town. So we're going to have to build around that because otherwise Lund is going to get really annoyed. Good. Okay, so signals. Yes, have we got signals in here? We do not. Well, we do now. Okay, good. So we've got signals there and signals there, which is important because people like signals. Well, they might not like them, but they need them to stop trains crashing and bits of people going everywhere, which is really, really bad. It's something that the ATSB and stuff frown on, which is the Australian Transport Safety Board. So if you're not from Australia, that made no sense. Well done, me. Good. Okay, so yes, more signals because signals are life. Let's put some in there as well, and by some I mean 1. Fantastic, good. And we'll put these can be the start of our drag and drop signalling expedition. So when we hit up Lund, we're probably going to want to put the station on this side of town. So I'm just going to knock these buildings down. Nope, they refuse to allow it. Okay, maybe they're not going to let us build a station at all. I didn't expect this to be awkward. What if we try and put a station here? Well, it's near a bank. No, you'll let us do that, but you want me to call it Lund North, which is just Lund disappointing. So we'll run this down here. Obviously, we're going to run the track up to connect up with the station there. I don't know where we found some trees to knock down, possibly in this region. That might come under Lund's jurisdiction, but either way, they hate us, and I don't care because I hate them too. So we'll run this track around the forest because why wouldn't there be a forest in the way? Like that, and then we'll just have to, we'll just tunnel under. We could do a bridge, but tunnel is what I've selected for no other reason than I like the tunnels. They look pretty. Plus, I think if I built any more tied arch bridges, the universe would end. It doesn't mean I'm not going to try, but it's just a good. We run into a farm now. Fantastic. Good industry. Good industry. Well placed. Well placed. Let's just detour around that because I'm pretty sure if I try to build this in a straight line, completely skip Hasselhoftem, which is definitely a thing that we don't want to do. So instead, I'll put the curve in here. Does that line up? No, I think that does. Let's see. Does it? Does it? Does it? It does. Yes, I am an expert at this. Finally. And then we'll run that up and connect up there. So we've already placed our signals in here. We didn't put one there because we're lazy. That sounds like me. Good. So signals in there. Signals in here. Boom, boom. And then we just travel over to Lund. Dun, 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 dun. And put in a few more signals in this region. I click way too many times to do that. There we go. Good, fantastic. Comes down to the junction. We like the junction. The junction is life. Good. So all we've got to do now is extend our existing suburban trains, provided I can find one. No. There's one. Found it. I found it first. You guys didn't see it. I saw it first. Okay, so after going to Malmo Woods, which probably needs to be renamed, we're going to get you to hit up Skanor/Falsterbro Valley. What the? Oh, that's Skalnor/Falsterbro. I thought that was Malmo, but no, there's a town there. That's fine. So after you hit up the valley, which is aptly named because it's a hole, we want you... Oh, you're already trying. We want you to go through Trelleborg Junction, and then you can pick your track as appropriate. So go to Lund North, head up here to Hasselhofdam, over to Kristianstad. You can have a cheeky service if you want, and then you make your way back again. And that should be all these towns are sort of, I guess, north-ish of Malmo connected, and then we just have to run the other suburban line out to Smirnovham, and then build our coastline up in the next episode. I'll try and finish these suburban trains off in this part though, just so I don't come back next time and completely forget, which is something I would definitely do because I'll probably film this next episode tomorrow or something, to make sure that it's ready in time, because I would film them week to week, but then I get a bit disjointed between the episodes because I think, oh, what am I up to? And then I look around the map for a while, and I just feel it flows better if I can record them within a couple of days of each other. But it does mean I can't take your comments on board sometimes for, depending on how many I record in advance, weeks to, in the case of Transport Fever, months, which is, not ideal. But I do appreciate comments and suggestions. Often you'll see your comment taken on board in 2 or 3 episodes' time. And sometimes that's just because I've seen my own mistake as well, and you can sit there all smug and be like, no, I saw it 2 weeks ago, and in which case I defer to your wisdom. So I think that is all connected up, isn't it? Did I finish that? Did I start talking and get confused? Lund North, then you go to Landskrona Woods. No, I went off on a bloody tangent and I didn't finish my orders. Okay, good. Then you head down to Skalnor, then you head down to Malmo Woods, and then all is well. Okay, so we've got a nice little log jam forming here. That's great. Why don't we start by getting rid of these points here, because there's no point to them. Get it? See what I did there? And then whack in a couple of signals here to stop, crashes. So now how many trains have we got on that route? 8. Okay, good. So I want to then run a couple. Obviously, they'll all have to go to Halmstad because that's where the suburban network goes. God knows if we'll make it across the river to Copenhagen. We probably should, because I'm pretty sure that is like a bigger city than Malmo. Well, obviously it's a bigger city, but I meant like in real life as well. But I don't know how wide that is. The game thinks you can bridge it, but whether you can in real life, I don't know. But anyway, yes, okay, so we want to run a couple of trains up through Ystad and over to Smirnovhaven. Your cottage is doomed. It's in the way of my new station. See? I built a station. Now up here in Smirnovhaven, we'll just go a single track terminus because we can. And also I'm feeling really lazy. And it does mean I can build a cute little car park station. I do like a cute little car park station. So we'll drop that in. In fact, why don't we actually separate them so that we can keep the buffer stop looking nice and rural like that, because this really is a tiny ass town at the end of the line. In real life, it's probably, of course that doesn't line up. Why would it line up? That'd be too easy. In real life, it's probably a substantially sized town because of reasons, but in my Transport Tycoon universe, it is not a very big town. It is like 100 people. It's probably still going to generate more passengers than the entire continent of Europe and Asia put together, but that's just how we go. So we'll just single track it all the way to the end, I guess, because why not? So run it in there, keep it nice and quaint, keep it nice and rural, and that's often something you can't get on these bigger maps, is these pokey little branch lines where you don't have many people using them, so you only have 1 or 2 trains. Which I like. I like building that. I don't like building massive lines with 5 billion clone trains all looking the same. In real life, in Australia, we have lines that see 1 train a day, and it is like a 3 or a 4 car train that just toodles out to the end of the line. It's like, hello, here to pick up some people, and then it goes back again. And you really can't represent that accurately in most transport simulation games. And I get it. It's the challenge of, having 5 billion trains all competing for one station, but I don't know, it just doesn't do it for me. Do we want to run these trains all the way to the end of the line? I don't think so. I think we're going to turn around at Helms, this town, because, you know, we can. So how are we going to build a turn back here? Well, we have to put another platform in. That's what we have to do. So we're going to go ahead and make this 5 tracks. Yes, good. 5 by 3, boom, like that. Exactly like that. In fact, that's perfect. You've nailed it. And then we need to put the pot plan in. Oh, would you just go away? Seriously, no one asked for you to arrive. Well, I'm sure the passengers did, but I just think you're in the way. So we'll go ahead and extend that out like that. 86 those bits of track, and then we'll just slew the main track across like that. I don't think there's any signals to worry about in this section either, which is fantastic. That just makes the slewing of the track significantly easier. Where are you off to? You're coming into the platform. Very good. Okay. As long as you're on the right track, I don't care. Yes, that's where you want to go. That's fine. That's great. Okay, so we need to make sure that we kill this signal here for starters. And we need to make sure that everyone can get through every platform and back out to the correct platform that they so have decided. We probably should put the points there instead. That doesn't look quite right. What are you waiting for? What's ahead of you? Did we not put signals on that line at all? Wow, we really did well there. Nope, there are no signals on that. Okay, good work. Yes, well, I'm glad we're here now because we can fix up our obvious oversight, which I'm sure everyone has commented on. And having been away for months, I haven't actually checked the comments. So thank you for pointing it out if you've pointed it out. And if you haven't, well, what are you doing? You're asleep at the wheel. So we put signals there. Why didn't you tell me I didn't put them here? But as I said, if you did comment and tell me that, then I appreciate it. Thank you for your assistance. But yes, okay. So we're trying to figure out how to build our turn back here. So trains are going to be coming in and they need to be able to get to one of 2 platforms, and then they need to get back from both of these platforms in the other direction. So I think that is the only way we can do it. It's not elegant. We'll put another set of points there to make it elegant, but it's not elegant. It will do, but it's not elegant. Good. Okay, so that's fine. Obviously we need to remove... No, we don't need to remove that signal. We need to put another signal down. More signals. That's what we need. More signals, not less signals. Less signals. So you, my friend, also need some sort of signal there. So that way we can have a train turning around on either platform and through trains still going through. And that's good because it means we're not wasting our limited trains for this line going all the way up to Halmstad, which probably needs them. So how many are going via Bastad? Yeah, 430 people. Yeah, well done me. Okay, well, that's fine. So how many trains are we going to build for this line? I'm going to say 4. That's a number that we've got. So what are we using on this line anyway? We're using this, it's the X9, isn't it? Yes, good. Let's see if I remember how to build one. Now the X9 4-car train, where's the trailer car for the X9? The UB9. That's the one? Excellent. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know where my notes have gone. I'd like to say I cleaned up at some point, but I didn't, so you can now hear paper rustling. There they are, found my notes. Rustle paper, make plenty of paper noises so it looks like I'm doing something. Yeah, X9 limited to 4 cars, which is a shame because I wouldn't mind a 6-car train running up here, but I think that's the only EMU we've got. What's an UB3? Is that something that was invented that I didn't pay attention to? What's a Y3? That's some sort of diesel. I just have DMU written down, so we'll steer around that because I don't know what it is. I'll have to do a bit of research. So start up there at Smirnoff Town. Swing by the depot if you want. Head down to Why Bother. Stop up at Trelleborg Junction. Hit up long station name that I'm not going to bother with. Malmo Woods, obviously Landskrona. Like you wouldn't stop at Landskrona. That place is the bee's knees. And then turn around at the undecided town, because they've got 2 names and they can't pick one. And then just retrace your steps if you would be so kind. And if you wouldn't, you're going to do it because that's what I'm paying you for. So we'll go ahead and build 1, 2, 3, 4 of them and send them underway. And now we get to watch the triumphant departure of our first train into a completely empty platform. And the driver's like, why did I even bother? Could have just come out of the depot and turned left. Well, it's not up to you, mate. It's up to your orders listing. And in the course of that episode, we've gained another, $100 million. So, it really doesn't matter that some of these guys are losing a bit of money. In fact, this train line could probably be run with a bus, but we've got the money. We want to run trains. Let's run trains. And even though that station is a hole in the middle of nowhere, literally, I was going to connect it up with some buses, but clearly I don't need to because there's 222 people there. And some of them want to go via Trelleborg Junction. In fact, most of them do. They're heading up to Lund, apparently. Where are you all going? Literally to just Hasselholm. So you don't no interest in Lund. You're literally no interest in, oh, I was going to say Hasselholm's there, but no, it's there. You just want to go there. So good for you guys. And you're all from this station. So there must be some good shopping in Hasselholm. So, I'll leave that to the imagination of the viewers to figure out. Where's a good place to hang out? Here we go. We'll see lots of trains here, right? Yep, I can pretty much hear the crickets chirping. That's going spectacularly. But anyway, I'm going to let that take us out today. I think I've recorded too long again. But we got some stuff built. I got to talk for a while. You got to listen to me talk. Assuming you haven't tuned out at this point. But what happened here? Why did that building just break? That's back. No, it's okay. It's back. It's fine. It's fine. It's cool. We're okay. I'm watching you, station building. Don't you fall down again. Because, I know we covered it up this time, but next time we might be in trouble. Or maybe it's a hologram. Maybe we just, yep, it's a hologram. Budget cuts. We obviously don't have the budget to build a station building, so we've just put a hologram up, and maybe this bit's the only bit that's actually a physical building, and this bit's all just made up. But anyway, I am going to wrap things up here. I've been T-Nick. This has been Open TTD using the Swedish Rails set, and that has been my hologram station building. Thank you very much for watching. Look forward to your company again next week, but until then, later days. Well, at least one train came through. I mean, I was really expecting to have like 2 or 3 trains on screen while I was doing my sort of wrap up, so I could be like, oh yes, well, while I'm talking, you guys can watch all the trains going past, and seriously, nothing. Oh, there's another train. No, that's good. We're up to 2. I mean, can we get one on the main line? Like, possibly. We can just zoom out. I mean, you've all stopped watching anyway, so there's no point to it. But there's one all the way up there. I'm not going to subject you to that much faff and talking. I mean, I don't know why, because I've subjected you to a lot of faff and talking up to this point. But yeah, we're just gonna end it here.